Hey everyone, I'm Melissa Hambrick Jackson, President of Eagle Center for Leadership. Welcome to Digging In. Digging In is conversations with leaders so that we can hear how they deal with everyday struggles, how they deal with those definable moments as well that really shape their leadership. We want to learn from these leaders, we want to engage them, we really want to pick their brains so that they can give us insight so that we can move our leadership forward and really impact lives. So today I'm very excited that we have Michael Scott. Now this is, not the Michael Scott from The Office. This is the Michael Scott, who is the Director of Coaching for Eagle Center for Leadership. So welcome, Michael.
Thank you, Melissa. I'm glad to be here.
So I have a lot of stories about Michael that I may spare for today, but Michael is incredible. I want to share those stories that I've known Michael for several years. Michael and I have been team members and partners here at Eagle Center for Leadership for a long time. And Michael is very skilled. Michael, to me, is one of those leaders that really models and exemplifies connecting. And so today we want to talk about how are you going to stay connected in this new normal? What does that look like? You know, how can you do that? And we want to really hone in on Michael because he really knows how to do that. It's really like breathing for Michael, which is difficult for a lot of us leaders to really stay connected. So we're going to pick his brain today. So are you good with that, Michael? Can we do that?
That sounds great.
Okay, very good. So let's hear from Michael. I want to start off with this piece of connecting. Michael is, in his personality, he has a lot of turtle characteristics. And if you haven't taken the profile, go to eaglecenterforleadership.com, go to take the test, the MAD test, and find out who you are. But Michael has this beautiful skill to be able to listen really well and engage well. So Michael understands the importance of connecting. And so I want to hear from you, Michael. So in this, this new normal that we're all learning to function in, why would you say, why is it important, first of all, with all the technical pieces, the Zoom, the virtual meetings, all the things that are involved there, why would you say it's important to stay connected to your team and to those that you have influence with?
That's a great question. Staying connected with those that we lead is a critical component of being an effective leader. We can't lead effectively from a distance. We have to lead more closely with people. And it even is not only professional, but it also is personal. It's one of those things that it requires us to take that risk to invest in others. And so being connected is a huge piece of leadership. And one of the mistakes that I see a lot of leaders make is they confuse contact for connection. And so there are times that, connection is much deeper. It's more personal. Yes, it has some risk as a leader as you invest in other people. But it's much different than having contact. And so that difference is, connection is about it goes into the relationship. It's one of those things that really moves the relationship to being in a solid place. And so, connection is a part of building that relationship. That relationship, it really comes off of, 3 questions people want to know in relationships. And the things that they're asking personally or professionally is, is the person that I'm talking with, do they genuinely care about me? Can they help me? Is the second question they're asking. And then thirdly, they're asking, can I trust this person? And we all, whether we realize it consciously or subconsciously, we're really asking that and checking that to see, how is that going? And is this person doing that for us? And so as leaders, it's important for us to realize that relationships are built off of getting to yes in those three questions. That very much affects our connectivity to others. Now, for some, it may sound soft. That may sound soft of, I care about you, I want to help you, and you can trust me. But that's also the heart behind accountability, giving feedback, coaching, and accountability. The heart behind that is because I care about you and because I want to help you and because you can trust me to do it respectfully. We're going to have accountability conversations. And I believe that individuals that we lead, they know the difference between when an accountability conversation is about frustration, anger, being fed up with something. They can tell the difference between that and knowing when it's really because you care and you really are trying to help and you're being respectful. And so staying connected through real relationships, it's not soft. Answering three questions is not soft, but it is the key to the success of any leader.
That's really good, Michael. Very, very good. So, those pieces that you're talking about, trust and care. So can you do that virtually? I mean, is that possible? What do you think?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. With today's technology, the different platforms that we have, the different resources, what I've seen as we've come through the pandemic, a lot of leaders that I walk with across the U.S. internationally, one of the things that I've heard consistently is they've been surprised at the ease in using technology and using the virtual pieces. And there are even pieces that they want to continue to use even when we get into our quote unquote new normal, right? Our quote unquote new normal. So absolutely. Now, we do have to work through the fact that most of us prefer face-to-face and in person. But there's a lot of value. It is absolutely possible to connect virtually and to do that in a strong way. And so absolutely. An example of that I will give you from a couple of leaders that I walked with. One had this great idea. They decided that they were going to do a virtual coffee break with their team. And so they scheduled a 15-minute meeting and it was voluntary on whatever platform they used. And it basically was designed for whoever to join, to drink coffee, soda, whatever your drink of choice is, and to really just catch up, just like you might do that in the office. And so that was one. Another one did a virtual lunch. Everyone, of course, couldn't go out to eat and everyone was at home, and you joined. And if you wanted to join and catch up, not about work, it wasn't a working lunch, but it was about a connection. And so those are two examples of even just from connecting that I've seen leaders use and use very successful. So yes, connecting is very much possible in a virtual world. You have to, again, the key there is to make sure that you're not settling for contact, but you are going for connection.
That's a great point. Very good point, and great examples. So it sounds like you have to be intentional. You have to be a little uncomfortable and try some new things and kind of venture out in an area where you'll take some risk to create a connection with a team. So very helpful. So you understand connection. You know how important it is. You understand how to do it virtually. So what do you see are some of the struggles, just for us to connect on the struggles, just for us to, be able to understand each other's struggles? What are the biggest struggles you see in connecting maybe even virtually right now?
Right. The two struggles that I think are the biggest that I see from leaders in staying connected. One is keeping focused on connecting to the people when the people are out of sight. And so many times we get into what I call go mode and we focus on the task and the projects and those pieces. And without those that we lead, our team around us physically, we can really run the risk of easily getting focused on the task and really not thinking about the people and really connecting. Now, again, through the work, we may have contact, but as far as the connection piece, so I see that as one of the biggest struggles for leaders. The second would be understanding that different personalities, different people have preferred modes of connection. And so as a leader, it's important to be a student and to learn about those we lead and what really creates a connection for them, and to be willing to meet them where they are in that. And again, that may mean that it's uncomfortable for me or for you, but as leaders, that's part of our responsibility. And so it's being a student of really learning how to effectively connect with those that we lead. And so those are the two biggest struggles that I see when it comes to connection.
I like what you're saying. You know, it's our responsibility to step into those struggles. It's our responsibility to try to be aware and really know the person so that we can connect well. So what works? Give us some tools, give us some points, give us some help. What do you see as I would call an SME in connecting? What do you see that works?
Sure. I would say, you know, there are three main things that I see that work in being successful. One is to develop an intentional plan for staying connected to the people. Oftentimes we build an intentional plan for the projects, for the task, but we don't for the people. And so the first part as a leader is, what is your intentional plan for staying connected? Whether your team that you're leading is remote, whether they're in the office with you, or some hybrid of that based on where we are in our new normal. But it's making sure that you have an intentional plan that you're checking and that you're looking at when it comes to staying connected with the people that you lead. The second, I would say, is making sure you're learning about the person and the effective ways to stay connected. Are you being a student? And then the third would be to check in. It's asking how it's going, not from a project, from a task perspective, but how is your level of support? How are you connecting? How is it going from their perspective? Instead of human nature where we try to guess and hope that we guess correctly, it's have a conversation, check in and ask. Because those that we lead, they will let us know how we're doing in that if we ask that in seeking to understand.
Very helpful. So here's where we kind of turn it back towards those that we're sharing this moment with, those leaders that are watching this video. You know, it's a privilege to walk with you, and we want to challenge ourselves as well. So here's some thoughts as we finish up for today. Michael, you said it beautifully. So ask yourself, are you being an intentional leader in seeking out your people and connecting? Michael made some great points on understanding personality and style. So are you doing that? Secondly, are you being a student? Are you putting yourself in the mode to really learn? Or are you in go mode all the time, tasking, trying to get things done? Are you being a student? And third, are you checking in? And that takes time. You have to slow down. You have to create those check-in moments. And so ask yourself that question. Are you checking in? These are hard things to do. They sound so easy, but very difficult when you are in the whirlwind of your day, in the whirlwind of what's going on in the world, in your business life, and trying to be intentional to lead your people. But you can do it. You can connect, and you can try these skills, and we want you to try them and see if they work for you. So thank you, Michael. Really appreciate your time. Really appreciate you helping bring some wisdom and insight to us. Thank you for those that are listening. Try these pieces, see if they work for you. We want you to make a difference, and we know that you are. Thank you for today. We look forward to catching up with you next month on Digging In.